Guillermo del Toro and Katie Holmes are here. Del Toro is a director, a producer, and a writer famous for his creations of the grotesque and the bizarre. Katie Holmes has been working in television and film since she was 16. Del Toro's new movie is Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. It stars Holmes, Guy Pearce, and Bailee Madison. It is a horror film based on the 1973 television movie by the same name. And here is the trailer. So this film, Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, comes from a television?
Yeah, I saw it as a kid. Yeah, it was back in the days of the glory days of horror TV, if you want. Laurie Marr was doing great horror television movies. Dan Curtis was doing Night Stalker. He was producing Dark Shadows, Trilogy of Terror. And this is when I was a wee lad. You know, I was watching these things on TV, and it made TV not safe, but it also made it an incredible place for imagination. Dark imagination, but it was great.
So when he comes to you to say he has this role for you, do you say yes because it's Guillermo? Do you say yes because I've seen the original? Do you say yes because I like the script, or you what?
Well, when it comes to Guillermo, you say yes because it's Guillermo. Let's be honest. He's incredible. And so I was very honored, and when I did read the script, I was terrified just reading the script. And I kept hearing noises in our house, and then I would wake up at 3 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my God, I think somebody's here. And then I thought, no.
Oh, you're not. Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. I'm serious. Yeah.
And she lives in Beverly Hills, where most monsters are lawyers.
With a big fence around.
Yes,
your monsters could get over a fence.
Are lawyers and studio executives.
So what is it about him that makes actresses and actors want to work for him, with him?
Wonderful storytelling and enthusiasm about creating kindness and unique sensibility and dedication to great characters. And Guillermo's very generous with the actors and helpful, and that means a lot.
You're not directing this, you produced this.
No, but I was, it's a movie that was very special to me. I was very present, doing production, post-production, and it was tricky back then because I was prepping The Hobbit in New Zealand, and so I asked to move the production to Melbourne, Australia, so I could do 2-hour plane rides, and I ended up being there about 85–90% of the shoot. Just making sure everything. It was a complex movie. We did it for the budget. Not only did we do it for the budget, we did it under budget and under schedule. But it was we were
so. You had talented people working for you.
Absolutely. But people talk about horror movies. They say, "Oh, the special effects is the most important thing." This and that. It's the actors and the characters. If you identify with them.
So what's the secret then? Finding the characters and identifying them. But what's the secret element that you have learned with this lifelong fascination?
I think if you can hint at a world, not just at a monster or a creature, you hint at a world. Is great. And Katie said it very nicely one day. She said, what is great is watching people you care for, and all of a sudden these things happen to them. And that's a great way of putting it.
The director you got, was this his first movie?
Film, yeah.
So you entrusted this entire thing to a director?
I've done it in the past many times with, for example, The Orphanage. Juan Antonio Bayona was a first film, and I think that is the only thing you have to be willing to make the bet and knowing that you're going to be there as a resource in case anything goes wrong, you know.
So tell me about the characters.
It's really, we explore the dynamics of this couple who, you know, they're dating, and his daughter comes to town from a previous marriage, and it's what I found really great about this script was the journey for my character from, you know, not really comfortable with Sally to, by the end of the movie, having bonded with her and really seeing herself in Sally. You know, she becomes a motherly figure and a protector and she ends up fighting for her.
Now, this element was not in the original.
Not at all.
Why did you want a young kid to enter this?
Well, I am fascinated by the idea of having a tense family situation that is interesting to watch, and have the creatures almost start as a manifestation of that dynamic, you know, and then go sort of characters coalesce or distance themselves from each other through that.
And we're more scared by kids in peril than we are adults in peril, or not?
To a point. I mean, I think that is not a rule. It's not. I actually think with kids, it's a very delicate thing. If it's misdirected or misconstructed, it can actually make the audience distance themselves from the movie. So it's not by any means a sure bet. It's actually a more delicate piece of staging.
I want to take a clip here. This is when Sally, played by Bailee Madison, you said to me while we were watching that, genius.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And what makes her amazing?
She's
Instinct.
very gifted, and she's got great instincts, and she's so present, and she's generous, and she has great ideas, and her kindness really comes through.
And she's a very obsessed performer. I mean, we came to her because Natalie Portman is good friends with Alfonso Cuarón,
right.
And she said, "I know you're looking for a kid. This girl worked with me on Brothers," and she said, "She's the real deal."
Yeah.
And we interviewed Bailee, and I tell you, it's 1 in a million. She's a real solid actor, any age.
How old is she?
She's about 11, going on 75. Well, we worked a lot on the score for it to sound a little bit 70s.
Yeah.
Marco Beltrami was the composer, and I asked him to use some of the instruments, electronic instruments that were in use in the 70s in the original score, because I fell in love with all that electronic sound, and we were going old-fashioned with that.
Yeah. What's the relationship between your character and Sally?
Well, I'm the girlfriend of her dad, and also, you know, I'm an interior designer, and really kind of helping with that part of our relationship. And so my character is forced to really pay attention, and she learns to listen to Sally, and she starts to get over her own fears of being a motherly figure, and she realized, you know, she's, like I said, she sees a lot of herself and her own childhood in Sally, and she is able to help her, and, you know, ultimately realizes that Sally's the most important thing, and she becomes a very strong woman, and that was very appealing to me to play.
You're drawn to playing strong women.
Yeah, I like seeing strong women on the screen. It's nice to see a person take responsibility and do something about something.
When you cast for a film like this, I mean, is it in all the casting different?
It depends on the role. For example, what I try is to write the roles to be, especially the female roles, Orphanage, Pan's Labyrinth, this. I mean, we try to produce or write.
So once you had her, you designed the character.
We talk to the actors. We have what is called table work. Guy, Katie, Bailee. We read the screenplay out loud, and we tweak and tailor. So what
comes out of that? Give me a sense of what that does for you.
For example, Guy is very exacting about the reality of everyday life for the character. So he said, I need to know exactly why we don't leave the house, for example. I have everything invested there. With Katie, we have a very little subtext in the movie that is about her own childhood. She says, I had enough trouble getting over my own childhood. I don't know if I want to go through someone else's. And just talking about what the character, how can we hint at that difficult childhood, and how she identifies with Sally's own isolation, you know, and lines, situations come out of that that led to rewrites.
Helpful for you.
Yeah.
Oh, very helpful. And I'm an actor who loves to rehearse, and I could talk about scenes for a long time, because I love the ideas that come out of it, and just if nothing else, a great comfort level with, you know, people you've never worked with before.
Suppose someone came to you and wanted to do an action adventure that had actors that you liked, a script that you were comfortable with.
Oh my God, that's a miracle. You're saying, you know, it happened once. It happened once many years ago.
No horror here.
No. The only time it's happened, I mean, the thing is, even if it's not horror, I end up finding the weird stuff.
I know you do.
In the screenplay. Like, I co-wrote a version of The Count of Monte Cristo set in Mexico in the 1800s, and the Count ended up having a clockwork hand. And he was the fastest gunslinger in the West. It's like, you end up, you know, anything normal, eventually it'll twist in just so, and it'll be weird.
Now, does this come through on the set when he's there hanging out? This weirdness he has?
I love it. I don't think it's weird. I think, like, wow, what an amazing idea. I sit there and think, I wish I could think of interesting things like that. And when Guillermo comes over, we have the best time.
Oh, for supper?
Yeah,
for dinner?
we talk about movies, and it's like, you know, always fun stories and cool things that are happening.
And the sets are fun. I mean, I'm a set-driven director and producer. And I try to avoid, as much as possible, making them digital, you know, digital environments, because when you have a real house, it informs your storytelling.
And it also makes it better for the actors, I would assume.
I think so, yeah, 100%.
100%. All right, and here she is exploring the grounds, as we have noted here. Guillermo likes to have grounds.
You know, this was, I just came up with the idea. We never explained it in the movie, but it is bad luck to break a fairy circle of mushrooms in fairy tale lore. Yeah. And this movie is very closely related to fairy tale lore, dark fairy tale lore.
Do you know anybody else on the planet who knows more fairy tale lore than you?
There are many really studious Jungian psychologists.
Oh, really?
They're very much into fairy tale. Jungian psychology requires you knowing all this sort of fairy tale baggage. Fairy tales were instrumental to explore the spiritual side of human growth, you know. So no, there's a lot of theorists that know a lot, and I admire them. I'm a big fan of their writing, but I love to use it in a context that is rare in film, which is to use it as a horror tool, you know. In literature, Arthur Machen uses it a lot. Arthur Machen, or Machen, however you pronounce it, he links the fairy folk with dark secrets in mankind, you know.
All right, one more clip here before we go. This is Guy Pearce, the character who's uncovering a secret of doors.
Yeah,
you
always.
Always.
Oh, in fairy tales, certainly. Secret doors are a big thing.
Lead to where we not know.
Alice in Wonderland.
It opens on August 26th. It premiered at the 2010 Los Angeles Film Festival. Guillermo del Toro, thank you, my friend. Great to see you.
Great to be here.
Katie, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.